Sony must be very thankful that Microsoft is the way that they are. And what I mean by that is, Microsoft has been kind of lacking when it comes to getting certain third party games to their platform. And that's an unfortunate situation because, no matter what, if you're somebody who buys an Xbox, you should be able to get, all the games that basically are able to be played, that aren't exclusive like first party for another console. What I mean by that is Xbox should be able to, go out there and, kind of get the, games that aren't on PlayStation or on Nintendo or that, the same ones that are. And, it's really a sad state of affairs that this is the situation that is going to be kind of put out there. So, it's really unfortunate. And, as a fan, I want to get into this. But again, like I said, brilliant on Microsoft's part, right? We can't really understate that or overstate that enough. I want to get into it. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with yet another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I certainly appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps the channel out, and it means a lot to me personally. Now, with that being said, the latest game to where this is kind of happening is Black Myth Wukong, which is on PlayStation 5 and PC, but surprise, surprise, there is no Xbox version. Now, we all know that they had kind of left a sort of a message saying, hey, we're not going to be able to do an Xbox version at launch, and this is just really a bad situation for Microsoft because people want to play. It's realistically a situation where gamers want to be able to play these games, and the fact that they can't is a real shame. Now, at the same time, I feel like it's worth stating that I think, Microsoft is equally as to blame as, Sony is to get praise because, Sony, they must love this because at the end of the day, they are going out there and they are the ones that are basically kind of just getting all this free advertising. And, if you're a console gamer and you see these great scores that this game is getting, you kind of just see the idea that, the game itself is really just kind of blowing everybody away in terms of what is available and things like that. So, yeah, it is a strange sort of situation for sure. One that I'm sure, fans will probably come together with and understand that, it's just really one of those things that Microsoft has to do better on. And, gamers are speaking up to their to that point. This sort of thing happened with Baldur's Gate 3 as well. If you guys remember that fiasco for Xbox, Baldur's Gate 3 was a game that, really kind of just set the bar incredibly low, for Xbox. Here's this game that realistically was one of the best games of, I don't know about all time, but certainly people were kind of pushing that narrative that here's this really fantastic game, and it wasn't coming to Xbox. So it eventually did, and Black Myth Wukong will as well. But for right now, it's like you see all the hype around this game, and you see that hey, Xbox isn't getting this game. It's realistically a real poor situation. You can see some of the reviews on this. IGN gave it an 8 out of 10, GameSpot 8 out of 10, Hardcore Gamer 9 out of 10, God is a Geek 10 out of 10. A lot of things, a lot of respectable Metacritic scores and things like that, which is why, like I said, it's one of those situations where you kind of question this entire thing. And you can understand, and I've mentioned this multiple times, Sony has put themselves in a very advantageous situation where, it's like, hey, they have a console that has, 60 plus million sold, and Sony or Microsoft has a console that, we don't really know the exact numbers, but to say that it was in the, 23, 24, 25 million range wouldn't be necessarily looked at as crazy. So you have more than double that on the competition, and that's a really good reason why people are gonna skip Xbox. And I think skip Xbox is sort of a weird way to put it. It's like, and sometimes they won't skip it. Like this game isn't skipping it entirely, but at the same point in time, it's not launching day one. So anybody that really wanted to play this game, what would be the point of having an Xbox, right? Like that's the real thing that I think hurts Microsoft the most, is that all these people are out here, playing these games and enjoying these games, and when it comes to like the Xbox situation, they don't even have to worry about it. They're not part of the equation. They're not part of the solution. They're not part of anything, honestly. And I hope that they can kind of get their act together before too long, because at the end of the day, Microsoft themselves have a lot to kind of answer for the piss poor way they've kind of handled this stuff. But I'm sure you guys are kind of well aware of Microsoft's really bad situation. So you look at Xbox as a platform, and Sony probably again loves this, right? Microsoft is putting their games on PlayStation. PlayStation is getting games that Xbox doesn't get, and that games that are kind of delayed on Xbox. It's a real sad state of affairs and sad situation for all who's concerned, and it's just really, as a fan of Xbox and as a fan of gaming, you can say, wow, this is really a kind of a piss poor thing to happen. But I hope that Microsoft kind of get their act together. But in the meantime, I do believe that Sony is probably very thankful that Microsoft can't get out of their own way. And I gotta say, it's a real slap in the face as an Xbox owner that these types of games are missing Xbox, especially at the at the beginning of the release of these things. So it's honestly just one of those things where I just shake my head continuously. Maybe there will be something that happens, but like every time this seems to happen, right? Like Baldur's Gate, that thing blew up with great reviews and all this kind of stuff. You look at some of these other things and other games and situations, and we just see that it's sort of a bad thing for Xbox, and I get that it's not like something like like let's just say like if Hogwarts Legacy had skipped Xbox or whatever at launch, it probably would have been a bad situation. But the fact of the matter is that Xbox gets some of those games, but it's like some of these outer games that kind of creep up on you or whatever and end up just being like amazing. I think those are the games that really kind of suffer, because we start seeing these incredible games that just skip the platform for months or whatever the case may be. And in this case, we don't even really know when that's going to change. That's the really sad part about this. So honestly, I think that Microsoft needs to kind of do better by the fans, and hopefully they can get their act together before too long, because I would love to see all the games across everything, in terms of the third party stuff, because that's, I think, the most fair to everybody. So the fact of the matter is, PlayStation already has all these exclusives, and they also say that as it turns out, Nintendo does too, but Xbox's exclusives go everywhere. Meanwhile, you have third-party stuff just basically handing exclusivity and timed exclusivity to PlayStation, right? Like it's honestly, they don't have to pay for any of this stuff. That's like the most ridiculous part about this entire thing. And it's just really a sad state of affairs as an Xbox fan. But anyway, what do you guys really think about this? Let me know how you feel about this. Are you somebody who's interested in this game? Are you sad that it's not coming to Xbox the way that you would hope that it would? Let me know down in the comments below. Like I said, I feel like Microsoft kind of dropped the ball and made it really easy for developers to pull stuff like this, because they don't seem to care enough about their console. And on the other side, Sony really sitting pretty, because they don't even have to pay anybody for stuff like this. Like, no money out of pocket for a timed exclusive like this. That is absolutely crazy to me. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer, out.